And away we go. It is the Nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar right here on BearcatJournal.com. As always, we are live from the Cincy Light Studios. If you're looking for an ice cold Cincy Light, you could go visit our good friends at Hail Mary's. They're in Cheviot, right on Harrison Avenue. They're in the Dora District. You can go from bar to bar with your Cincy Light, or you can just hang out at Hail Mary's. 27 TVs, a 9-screen video wall, not a bad seat in the house. They have every sports package DirecTV offers. You can stream all the games. And Cincinnati sports will always be on the video wall. Brand new walk-in cooler, brand new draft lines. And not only do they pour the coldest Cincy Light around, they do so in 32.8 degree frosted glasses. Sorry for the regular George in the Jungle listeners tonight. George is not available this evening, so he will be back next week if you're looking for your George Vogel fix.
He's busy.
Got stuff to do. Apparently you still do stuff when you're that old.
I don't know. I just wanted to make sure people didn't have any health concerns with him.
Yeah, he's busy. It's nothing bad. Although he has surgery like every he's got a scheduled surgery every 90 days. So
that's what you do when you get that age.
Just getting stuff fixed. Yeah. All the stuff you broke over the years, he's finally got time to get it fixed. That's actually just life. That's life in TV. He's like, I need a week off. They're like, no, you don't get a week off. We need you on TV. But George will be back next week. So sorry for the inconvenience. I know there's a lot of Reds and Bengals stuff going on, but we will get back to regularly scheduled program then. West Virginia tomorrow night, Aaron. This is a must win. Like, this is not hyperbole. This is not, getting out over our skis and saying things that aren't true. If Cincinnati is going to play in the NCAA tournament, it will not happen if they lose tomorrow night in Morgantown. So, got to go get a win. Refresher on the first game, it was brutal. Cincinnati shot 31% from the floor. 31% from three, only 5 of 16 from three. Hey, they were great from the free throw line, Aaron. 11 of 12. They didn't do a whole lot well that night.
Leading scorer was Day with 10.
Yeah. And he was 4 of 14 from the floor. Jizzle James, 0 of 8, did not score. He has scored a lot since then. That was maybe rock bottom, if you were, for Jizzle James. I think, Aaron, for Cincinnati, the story is obviously going to be the health of Simas Lukosius. He didn't have a great game against West Virginia the first time. He didn't have a good game against West Virginia the first time. He did hit 5 of 6 from the free throw line, but he had 8 points. He was 1 of 7 from the floor, 1 of 4 from three, only had 3 rebounds and 1 assist, 2 turnovers. But the spacing he provides the offense gonna be important. It just wasn't a good game. I mean, your leading scorer was Day with 10. Simas had 8. Rayvon Griffith had 7. Josh Reed and Dan Skillings had 6. Tyler Betsy, Dylan Mitchell had 6. Tyler Betsy had 5. Aziz Bandago had 2. West Virginia is very good defensively. They're not good offensively. They just aren't. They don't score a lot of points. They don't play with a lot of pace. They rely on Javon Small to do everything for them. It would be wise of Cincinnati not to allow him to score 11 points in the first 8 minutes of the game, 7 minutes of the game. That would be smart. He had 19, and really, Aaron, let's be honest, he could have had so much more than that, but West Virginia had the game in their pocket. He wasn't hunting his shot for a pretty large majority of that game.
Sure. You also have to consider that West Virginia is coming off of an overtime loss to Baylor. They've given up 70 points or more, over 70 points in their last 2 games. So You can say what you will. 50 at the end of the day, 50 points is not going to beat anybody in the Big 12. And
No.
that's you cannot have anything close to a repeat performance compared to what you had last game. That said, I don't expect them to. If they scored less than 65, I'd be shocked. Just with the way that things have been going for Cincinnati of late. The good news is we do have somebody who has stepped up their game, and not just one, but I think I've said this last night even when we recorded the BBP, but you have several guys who've stepped up about at the same time. We're begging for something, anything out of Dan Skillings, because if he provides you literally anything in this game, I think that you win.
Yeah, I mean, the thing with West Virginia, they're really good defensively, preventing the three-pointer. They're number 7 in the country. Teams are only shooting 29%. They do a really good job running you off the line. They're number 38 in the country in 2-point percentage. Teams only shoot 47% from 2. So we got a good feel against Iowa State on how this kind of revamped offense would look against a really good defense. They handled it well. If they can do that again in Morgantown, I think they're in pretty good shape, because that's really this West Virginia team lives and dies with their defense. So it's something you have to keep an eye on is, can they keep up the pace? Can they keep up the tempo? West Virginia's lost 2 in a row. They scored 71 and 69 in those 2 losses. The loss to BYU was at home. They scored 72 against Utah, 60. I mean, they've lost 3 of their last 4.
Tempo has been
5
a thing,
of
though.
Their last 5. Well, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. They're 2 and 6 in their last 8.
Tempo's been a thing, though, that Cincinnati struggled with for the large majority of conference play. And since West Virginia, they've put up 93 against UCF. They put up 84 against BYU. They put up 85 against Utah. And they put up 70 against Iowa State. And Iowa State has arguably the best defense in the conference to slow you down. Again, I think this offense is playing way too well, even without a whole lot from CMOS and even without a whole lot from Dan Skillings.
Yeah, the one thing that does worry me, Aaron, is in this offensive resurgence, they've shot it well from 3. They haven't shot a ton, but they've shot a much higher percentage. And that's what West Virginia does better than anybody in the conference, is defend the 3-point line, run you off the 3-point line. So they're going to need you can't have, 27% from 3, because it's just going to be hard to get to that number you need to get a win. Like that's the one thing I worry about when looking at West Virginia and what they do defensively, is in this flurry of offense that we've seen from Cincinnati over the past 4 games. They percentage-wise, they have been shooting it way better than they did the first 10 games of conference play.
Sure, absolutely. And I don't know, I feel far better this time around against West Virginia than I did the last time around. I feel like this team's been playing with that sense of urgency that we wanted out of them when their back was against the wall early on, and instead of drowning and trying to desperately grasp for the life preserver, we could have been in a far more comfortable place right now. However, this is where we're at.
Yeah, they're also should have a bad taste in their mouth after as poorly as they played against West Virginia the first time. The other thing is, this team's kind of Achilles heel of late has been rebounding. West Virginia 304 in offensive rebounding percentage, 250 in defensive rebounding percentage. So they let you get to the glass. Now, Cincinnati only won that. Think about how bad Cincinnati played against West Virginia. They still won the rebound battle by 2. So if that's a focus, you would think they should be able to come in and get work done on the glass.
I believe
Especially
they call
after
that
getting destroyed.
they commonly refer to that as a get right game.
You would hope. You would like if West Virginia wins the boards tomorrow in a do or die game, something inherently is wrong in Denmark with this group because they know their backs are against the wall. They know the season is on the line. You've got 2 games here, West Virginia and TCU, to kind of set you up to feel good about the stretch. Because then you have coming up after those 2, your 2 toughest remaining games, Baylor and Houston. Baylor at home, Houston on the road. You have to win these next 2. Have to.
Followed by Kansas State, which is no slouch either.
Although I'm fascinated by that, Aaron. Fascinated by that.
They're a weird
team. Actually, well, I mean, how are they going to play now that they're essentially done? Like their season basically ended last night.
Kansas State.
Yeah, they lost at Utah. And
not great.
They were the bubbliest of bubble teams to begin with. And you go on the road and lose at Utah in their situation after losing at BYU, like their tournament hopes are in trouble. One more loss before the Cincinnati game, they're going to be out. And they had the feelings of a team that was kind of
surging. Yeah.
Well, not just surge, but like how much of those guys are just there because they got a significant amount of money. And yeah, they had their hot stretch of winning 6 in a row. What is it like? How well do they hold together if their only chance to play in the NCAA tournament is to win the Big 12 tournament? Is kind of what I'm getting at. So that'll be interesting to see from them in a couple games, but we'll get to that a little farther down the road. But look, this team has been solid on the road. They haven't been a team, I think, that it's like you see a significant drop-off when they're home away. Like, they've probably been worse at home, right? Or at least in the beginning of the year they were.
For 2 seasons.
Yeah. So you have to go in there and figure out a way to get the hell out of Dodge with a 1-point victory. And with Jizzle playing the way he is, I think that ultimately, I mean, Javon Small in his last 3 games against Cincinnati scored 19, 19, and 23. You have got to find a way to stop Javon Small. Whatever necessary, keep him off the free throw line. Don't let him get 8, 10, 12 cheap points, and find a way to get out of there with a 1-point victory. It is imperative. It's do or die, if you will, Aaron.
I prefer not dying.
Yeah, I would too. But it would make the last 3 weeks of the season much more fun if we weren't focusing on the NIT or the college basketball crown tournament to close things out. I would like to keep talking about at least the hope of making the NCAA tournament.
Heavy is the crown.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown. You are correct, sir. All right, that's going to wrap it up. It's a joint episode tomorrow of the BCJ pod and the aftermath. We will be live right after the game, right here on this channel. You'll get live reaction from Dave. I can't wait for that. That should be fun. And we'll announce a Cincy Light giveaway tomorrow. How about that? We'll see you next time. That is the Nightcap, brought to you by Hail Mary Sports Bar, right here on BearcatJournal.com.
See ya!